some like to say we are a tech company. To us, it's not the tech, it's the people, it's the trusted community.
Community has these special attributes that take time to build. Trust doesn't happen overnight. While we could say we had 130,000 members, it's much more meaningful to talk about how those members are interacting with each other and the level of engagement with each other.
My name is Dr. Benjamin Lebreau. I'm the founder and director of the Floating Doctors, a nonprofit medical mission team that for the past 6 years has been conducting charitable medical work in Haiti, Honduras, and currently in Panama. When I was first made aware of Sermo, I began posting cases that we had not solved, that were kind of mysterious and challenging. And what struck me immediately was not only how quickly multiple physicians from multiple specialties would comment, but also how daring the physicians were in offering their opinions. You know, the whole forum felt much more free.
So with iConsult, we essentially become the conduit, allowing doctors to crowdsource their knowledge to anywhere on the earth 24/7.
iConsult is a medium. It's a conduit. It's a way for physicians to exchange information between each other.
It was a very exciting moment when we first discovered floating doctors, as we saw iConsult cases popping up in the community being solved by our members, sometimes within hours of being posted.
We got a couple of messages from the Sermo leadership suggesting that someone from Sermo come down to work with us and see about how we could continue integrating Sermo into our practice guidelines. We jumped at the chance.
My name is Christian Rubio. I'm the community director at Sermo, and I'm down here to join Dr. Ben Lebreau and the Floating Doctors to connect their patients who are in rural isolated areas and resource limited areas with some of the best physicians in the country.
Irrespective of where they are geographically, it's a service that's available as long as you're a licensed physician today in the United States and soon globally. You have access to iConsult, you have access to your colleagues, you have access to their wealth of expertise in an instant, in real time, to help solve problems, to help solve patient cases.
So we're here at Kusapin setting up for day one of our multi-day clinic. Kusapin has about 4,500 Novae living in it. It has a small health center with one doctor, but not very many resources.
Walking tens of miles to a village to start treating patients, you come to cases where you just don't have the needed knowledge, or maybe you're unsure of what you're about to recommend as treatment. With our iConsult app and getting access to your trusted peers, now you know what to do.
Ok. Puoi sentare qui, signore?
Il verso, no?
Medicina para da vomitando.
Okay.
Holy moly, look at that.
No há dolor aqui, amigo. This is the edge of his rib right here. And look, it's a good 8 to 9 centimeters below. Entonces vamos mandar essas fotos para especialista para hablar qué pasa.
We're gonna have you tap out.
I've heard a little bit that it has to do with a child with a very swollen spleen. We don't know yet which specialties are going to be needed.
So this form right here is our first rough draft of our Sermo assessment form, which was just something designed,
awesome.
something designed to make sure that we, in the moment when we have the patient, gathered enough information to present a really, really complete history.
That's one of the highest points of variability with the different cases. The ones that get solved quickly usually are the ones that are very well structured, that present as many of the facts possible to kind of get it going.
How long is the whole history of that? Has that been since birth, slowly enlarging?
It's been going on for about a year and a half now. So she noticed it when he was about a year. It's been increasing in size over this time.
But it looks like we're going to be able to post this case to Sermo today.
Okay, vamos a entrar más de una vez. Perfecto.
Okay, yo soy técnica de ultrasonido. Oh my goodness, I put my depth up.
Okay, you keep kind of zooming out, right?
Yes, Lord have mercy. The length of our spleen is like 10.8 so almost 11 centimeters. 12 is
A normal adult,
max,
yeah.
normal max for an adult.
Half of it shouldn't look
Darker.
dark and
exactly.
yeah.
Patchy. It looks very patchy.
Despite having all of those specialties on site, it was still totally unclear exactly what was going on with this kid. All we knew for sure is that he had this gigantic spleen, and none of the things in his history and none of the other physical exam parameters fit any one thing that any of us could think of. So we posted this kid's case to Sermo. I'm posting the first of 5 Sermo cases that I'm going to try and post tonight. And hopefully tomorrow I'll get a few answers for. Kind of specific questions that I want to try and get answered, but also along the lines of what in the world is this? And then we can check them tomorrow and see if anything comes up during the night.
We hear from physicians that as much as 40% of their cases are in this gray space, gray zone, where a patient comes in and they really don't know what the diagnosis is. It's not clear, it's atypical, it's somewhat unique. There's some characteristics that they haven't seen before. They need their colleagues, they need help.
We are starting our second day of the clinic, our final day. We had a long, successful day yesterday. Saw upwards of 150 patients. Before we get going with the clinic today, I'm going to check in and see what the updates are, and we'll hopefully get some resolution on some of these mysterious cases today.
I posted 4 cases to Sermo last night, a fairly unusual variety of cases. By this morning, like our case with the kid with massive splenomegaly has 51 comments. So far, every single one that we posted, we've either arrived at a diagnosis or we've arrived at exactly like what we have to do next in the investigation. Pretty gnarly.
You know what? That kind of fits the picture.
It really fits the picture. This is so interesting. When I get back tonight, I'll respond to all of these.
Man, this is freaking awesome. This is so
I know,
awesome. I'm 100% on board, man. 100%.
There's so much fragmentation into systems that often you end up being cased into only collaborating inside of your system.
Those are proprietary systems that are not structured well to talk to each other. And what we do is we break down these barriers.
For just that one boy with splenomegaly, I obtained, consensus opinions from multiple doctors from 6 or 7 different specialties. And it actually took me aback, to look at that and imagine what it would have taken to try and obtain that using the traditional model. But this is going to save us having to send him to a primary care consult, getting a referral from the primary care doc to see a specialist, getting the specialist to then order bloods. We're essentially going to be able to take him direct to a private lab, and for about $11, we'll be able to get his bloods done. We have to cross the continent, but that's the whole point. If we have to cross the continent, we've got to know as much as we can going into it, so that when we go, we're as ready as we possibly can be, and we've tried to identify everything we possibly can.
These people come from pretty far away sometimes. It could be over a hilltop, but it could be a 2-hour hike. And when they're sick and they're injured or they're blinded in one eye, that's a big deal. For them to be able to give them a follow-up either the same day or the next day, instead of waiting weeks on end, it's huge.
I was very happy for Christian to be able to see that this platform not only gave freedom to doctors, but it also connected patients living in the middle of nowhere with the specialty care that they needed, and that this platform that they had spent years developing was actually delivering specialist medical care faster and more effectively than normal standard processes within the United States.
Sermo will continue to innovate. We will continue to introduce clinical tools and resources that fit within physician work streams, and we'll do that not only in the United States, but also rolling it out to other developed markets around the world.
Today we're excited about 200,000 US physicians in Sermo. But boy, it'll be an exciting day when we say we hit 1 million globally. And then you take partnerships like Floating Doctors. And then you can sit back and say, hey, did we do something? Did we achieve the mission? Was it worthwhile? Absolutely. And we're on that path.